focus. Today's Tuesday practice. That's a good sign. We'll see if we can follow up with a good Monday practice or a good Wednesday practice. So, kind of looking forward to that. Injury-wise, we're starting to get some guys kind of back a little bit. Ty's starting to do some things, which is good. Kevin Davis is already way ahead. Where he was, Schlager's been running actually a little bit, so that's a good sign. So those three guys moving back. And Jordan Finley's starting to come around, in our tackle spot. So, we're starting to get some guys back. Probably going to lose for this game. Josh Loving, who you guys might have saw go down in that game with an ankle. Can't tell you if it's a high ankle or a low ankle. I just know it's a big ankle. He's got big ankles and sprained it. So, chances are he's probably not.
None of those guys will be available to play this week, though?
I don't think so. But the encouraging thing is, guys are, from those 2 to 3 week kind of injuries are on track and maybe even a little ahead. So that's a good thing.
Well, you've got the bye week next week, so that's got to. Does that make you a little more conservative, maybe, on keeping some of these guys out this week?
Probably, and yet I doubt that they're truly ready, to go full go. And we'll check Kevon during the bye week and see kind of where that is too. So, that aside, the guys got to come to work, and we got to go win ourselves a ball game and get this taste out of our mouth.
Can you talk about the balance we received because of the first game?
Yeah.
The run was great, but the last game the pass was great.
Yeah, we've tried, and kind of where I've been, we've kind of tried to probably throw it more early and then try to finish running the game, running the ball to win. And it's balanced our numbers out. We're pretty balanced, actually probably the first couple of years pretty decently here. And yet, obviously last game, if we're throwing for 400 and whatever yards, we're probably playing for each other. And, that's not what those guys will do. So we'll try to stay as balanced as possible.
But there's a reason you want balance, too, is it not because it keeps the defense off, and does it allow Dave to be more creative and calm plays?
Absolutely that, and you know what, it'll force the defense to actually play all facets of a game. Some of the things you try to do offensively versus a defense is force them, to burn chalk and force them to cover kind of all the aspects, not like, okay, this game we got to worry about draw and screen and then just cover all the passes, or we just got to worry about stopping power or whatever. So I think that as multiple as you can be, I think that helps you when teams are trying to prepare for you.
Could that help you this week against the UC Davis offense that's been really explosive so far?
Boy, I'll say, and done a heck of a job. They've got some really good players, and our defense, has in the second half of that last ball game, held me 7 points. And I thought played much better. However, that first half looked like they were running routes on air, and plays on air. But our goal is to come out and have a fast start and make sure we finish kind of the way we've been finishing.
Have you been encouraged with your defense? So I know, see you hit with the 2 passes; they were fairly well covered. Miller got kind of open in this last game in the second half, but
we've kept the ball in front of us for the most part. And even the first 2 in the first ball game, we had guys there. It was great throws and catches. One of them was a one-hander, and you're going to give plays up to good players. I think the key is making sure that you cut down on the explosive parts of the play. Last week, obviously, the running back had a bunch of explosive plays that had a lot to do with, his ability to make us miss and miss tackles, with the way he ran the ball. So, we've got to get better.
What does it tell you about the development of your defense, though, considering how many you gave up last year?
Oh, there's no doubt. We're better, and this is a better football team. we've got to go out and prove it week in and week out. We can't play in spurts. But as I said, I really like this team, and this is a team that a lot of people, can get behind. They're going to be fun to watch, and you know what? We're going to win some ball games.
Jim, the passing game, are you seeing the progress you want to see? You were hoping that would be a strength, certainly, and it was one in the second half.
No, I think we're, like I said, we have the ability to create explosive plays on the outside, and we have to do that. The disappointing part was we were, 3 and 9. I mean, if you hit 2 of those, you've got to increase that, and that's something we talked about. The play schemes are good. The athletes are getting open, or at least having a chance to win one-on-ones. And now the next step is they've got to finish the end of the play, and so that part was disappointing because as you guys watched the game, we had chances for some explosive passes downfield and just missed them.
It looked like there were a couple times that there were guys open deep. Did you see that on film that maybe Garrett didn't see something that you wished he had seen?
Yeah, there were a couple, and those where maybe a safety jumped a sail route and left the skinny seam go or something like that, and yet, part of it is from a read structure. Sometimes guys come open, they look like they come open,
right,
but they could have reacted to the throw. You know what I'm getting at. Right. But at the same time, I know there's a couple that he would like back. I know there's a couple we'd like to have back, and but we'd still have to complete them. Right. And it goes back to what you do in practice will show up in a game. So that's simple. And we were not effective in last week's practice completing long balls. And so should I even be surprised that we didn't complete them in the game? And that's exactly what I tell our guys. What you do in here will show up, and you'll be able to display on Saturday. So, that really probably hit home with a lot of guys as we were able to show film from exact plays, exact looks from practice that were executed about the way they were executed in the game. And as a team, you got to learn. The execution is here, so you can perform it on Saturday.
Coach, what are some of the biggest benefits of playing just even FCS type teams? The style of offense that might help get you ready for something down the line?
There's no doubt about it. I thought last year, for example, playing Cal Poly, I thought that, and it scares you to death as a coach anytime you're playing that. Right. But we have a huge rivalry game for the Ram Falcon Trophy with a team that traditionally has given us trouble, and so anytime we can do that kind of thing, these guys offensively actually help us with a couple teams in our league that we're going to see, so we're going to be able to kind of, hopefully get a little pre-look into the conference season.
Such as?
I'll leave that.
Okay.
I'll leave that alone. And yet, at the same time, there's really some benefits. That didn't mean I'm going to go out and schedule Georgia Southern or something. Right? Yeah. They about beat us at Alabama. All right, but at the same time, there's things that are good. Plus, these are very competitive. I mean, you can see what my alma mater almost did to the University of Washington last week, right? So
if you're watching
and and at the same time they put it on Oregon State the year before, right? And it was a ranked team. So, look, the thing you can't ever forget about these games is they've got guys on scholarship. They've got rules to get some guys on scholarship, which balances the field. What we have to do is we have to take advantage of the special teams.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.